What's going on, everyone? I'm just your average, everyday, atypical Canadian nerd, here to react to your average, everyday American man, here to react to and learn about crazy commercials from Canada. And I have to admit, I'm looking forward to this one. It's a throwback to the 90s when we used to have a lot of TV commercials produced by Canadian media companies and the government as well, which would teach us valuable safety skills, life information, health awareness, history awareness. And this picture right here, wow, brings back some memories. Now, of course, I don't claim to be an expert on all things Canada. I get stuff wrong all the time. For reference, just check into the comments section of any video I've recorded, and yeah, we're gonna find that. Sorry, I was just making sure I was still recording here. Yeah, you're gonna find that there are people correcting me all the time. And that's totally fine, right? Like, that's the whole point of the community aspect that I'm fostering here. We can't all always be correct about everything all the time, especially those of us with memory issues and performance anxiety, right? Yeah. Okay. So, gonna get certain information inaccurate, but I'm not here to be the authority. I'm just here to add a little bit of context to whatever Tyler's learning, answer questions he might ask, and maybe share a little bit of personal history that coincides with the topic at hand. And with that said, I hope you enjoy this, because I bet I'm going to enjoy this. And if you do, do all the things like liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing with other people who you think might enjoy this type of content as well. Hi, this is editor Jeff here. Just wanted to apologize for any sound issues that you might have during this video, because, yeah, I noticed lines were redlining here when I was recording, and so I tried to change it on the fly. Might not have worked out, but hey, I hope you enjoy anyways. Cheers. And with that said, we'll get this picture out of the way and get this video underway.
What's going on, everyone?
Oh, well, I guess first I have to set up my headphones. I don't know why they were disabled, because it's not like I turned them off recently. So let's see if this works now.
I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and watch some weird Canadian commercials.
Yeah.
Canada. Why you gotta be so weird? What are these weird Canadian commercials?
Okay, we gotta be weird because it's so much more fun than being typical. Like, just think about that neighbor of yours that regularly mows the lawn. They put up their decorations on time. They take their decorations down on time, or they don't even do decorations for seasonal reasons. And think, what kind of a life do they live? Well, you probably don't know that, but if you do, is it typical? And if it is typical, compare it to your own. Are you having more fun or less fun? And in that note, are you being weird or are you being typical? Because I tell you, I'm pretty weird. I'm fully aware of this and I embrace it. I mean, right? Just I'm not normal, right? Okay. And I have a great life most of the time. Most of the time, like, there's always some stuff. Like, I had a nightmare the other day. It wasn't that fun, but like, I had a crazy dream last night and that was amazingly fun. I accidentally joined a cult and hilarity ensued. I know that's like, how do you accidentally, but it happens and you could too.
You got going on here? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, America has its fair share of weird commercials. And I don't know if these are going to be commercials that a lot of Canadians are familiar with. If these are famously weird Canadian
Probably.
commercials.
Yeah.
I suppose there's some famously strange United States commercials. Maybe if I saw them, I would recognize them. But a lot of these I expect might even be from your childhood or when you were young. When we were like little kids, or maybe you're a little kid watching right now, but if you're not, and at one point you happened to be a little kid, They had some really weird stuff going on with the commercials back in the 90s and like
Okay.
around that time. They were experimental, at least in the United States, where they just did weird stuff. People were a lot more free to just do weird stuff. Anyway,
Oh yes, like in the 80s and 90s, commercials for candy, for example, or gum, right? Ridiculous commercials. Oh, sorry, the cat's meowing at me for something. What? What? Did you pee? Yeah, that's fine. You can bury it yourself, you know? I'll get there later. Okay, and back to the video.
I don't know if that's going to even apply to what I see here today, but at any rate, when I see a video called Weird Canadian Commercials, I click it. I'm a simple American. I want to see the weird commercials. So, let's take a look.
Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video and welcome to the weirdest, most iconic Canadian commercials ever made. I am not kidding. If you are a Canadian adult, you will recognize these commercials. Maybe not all of them, but definitely some of them.
All right, so since he said weird, right, I'm guessing we're not going into the history commercials, but we're going into the fitness and public safety announcement commercials.
So if you do
Okay.
recognize any of these commercials, leave a like. And if you're not from Canada, well, you might have to do that thing people do where they watch a video first and then decide whether or not they enjoy it and then leave a like. I mean,
that's
it's
fine.
kind of weird, but whatever you want to do. Obviously, I want...
Are these going to be so weird that I'm going to be scarred? Maybe I'm not going to view Canada the same after this. I could just turn this off right now, but I won't.
you to watch the whole video, so we're starting off strong. I want to demonstrate just how weird these commercials are with my favorite commercial of all time,
I hope it's Don't You Put It in Your Mouth.
the House Hippo.
Oh,
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States.
Huh?
House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen. But they will
Forget what?
defend their territory if provoked.
Oh, wow.
They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests.
Okay, I could... I don't know how long this commercial is.
it's almost over. I have to run away and check what my cat has been meowing at me about. I'll be right back. It was nothing. She was meowing about nothing.
And I'm not going to be able to just keep quiet the entire time. First impressions. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. It's funny. I don't get what this is a commercial for. Like, what company? And usually a successful commercial would, from a marketing standpoint, tell you the company. Is this just supposed to be funny? I don't...
Yeah, we're getting there, Tyler. Just keep watching, right?
I I can see why it's so memorable, though.
Oh, absolutely. I remember when I was young, I kept staying up late trying to find the house hippo, and I always wanted a house hippo, mostly so I could put it in my pocket when I was walking around, like a shirt pocket type of deal, you know, so that I had my own little pet hippo. I could just give it little pets and feed it potato chips like on screen here.
The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast.
Okay, we're gonna stop there for a second because I got a quick question for you. Don't you wish house hippos were real? Isn't this just the most amazing thing you've ever seen? And they actually did a really good job on the commercial as well. It just makes me kind of angry, you know, because it's so convincing. Yet
Yeah, I don't know when this was made,
It was made in the 90s.
but the CGI or whatever effect they're using to make the house hippo
Brilliant, especially for early 90s when this was around.
happens to be really good. It's well done.
it's so fake.
They built their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string.
Oh yes, I used to leave mittens, lint, and string out for my house hippo, hoping that I would find it one day and be like, "You're very welcome."
The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
That looked really real, but you knew it couldn't be true, didn't you?
Actually, not really. The first few times I saw this, I thought it was real. And I know, the end of the...
Yeah, if you saw this as a little kid, you would definitely think it's real.
Genuinely.
But now I'm also just confused that the commercial is now getting into this meta part where it acknowledges that the house hippo is fake, and it's about to talk about something, and the house hippo has a little tiny child hippo, and I'm still stuck on the commercial and processing that I can't process his analysis so much, but let's see.
Commercial says, that can't be real, can it? But I feel like I must have just ignored that part, because there was definitely a point when I was a kid where I thought house hippos were real, and it's probably just because deep down inside I really wanted it to be true.
And that's the thing. We wanted to find the house hippo. We thought they were cute. We wanted to show them off at school, be like, "Look, I found my house hippo."
I mean, you don't expect a 45-second informational commercial to be lying to you, do you? That's probably why they put this part at the end, to let you know it's not real.
Yeah, also the way that they hired a voiceover with a very convincing sounding narrator who's very soft and supple and convincing, and the special effect hippo is done well. This would have fooled me, 100%.
That's why it's good to think about what you're watching on TV and ask questions, kind of like you just did. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
You know what?
Yeah, that was totally a commercial, and it was on TV regularly, and it was a good message. And in today's internet age, we should really have more commercials like this that don't believe everything you see on your screens, because, oh boy, it could be a house hippo.
What? I got a lot of respect for...
What? Concerned children's advertisers?
Yeah, that was a thing in Canada.
A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
So this is an ad? This is a commercial trying to talk to children, saying you should be skeptical about commercials?
Well, about what you see on TV. Now, this was before the internet had web pages. It was still in bulletin board system phase, so it was mostly just chat rooms back then. But TV definitely had real and fake things. And when it comes to cartoons, it's important to know that they're not reality.
This is getting even more meta than I ever thought. So this is some kind of organization in Canada that's trying to reach out to kids and say, hey, make sure you understand what ads you're seeing and what they really mean, and that advertisers can lie to you. But they're advertising that advertisement about ads. So
it's a good message, right? So I heard stories before I remember anything, right? This was late 80s, and my brother saw a commercial about some sort of gum that had so much flavor, every time someone put it in their mouth, there would be a giant fruit fist that would come out of nowhere and knock them into some sort of pool or something. I've never seen this commercial. I've only heard stories. And so my brother insisted that my parents get him this type of gum. And then he tried it, and he was so let down that there was no giant fist to come and punch him into a flavorful fruit juice pool.
But I get it. I actually think I understand. It's a nice message. Is it like a public service announcement by the Canadian government or something?
Yeah.
You know what? I got a lot of respect for Concerned Children's Advertisers, because this is so relevant You know, because we are currently in the age of fake news. You know, everybody knows about fake news now. It wasn't even a thing a few years ago. Not in the same way, anyway. So, yeah,
Kinda.
you need to think, okay? And I learned that. I don't believe in house hippos anymore. Part of me still does just a little bit. But mostly, I don't believe in house hippos anymore. But I think this commercial maybe taught me to think a little more critically, you know?
You know, it is a good message just because, kind of like what he was saying, ads, sponsored segments, advertisements are a part of every YouTube video now, Twitch streaming, TV, of course.
And it's important to remember that a company trying to sell you something might not be completely honest about what that something is or does. Studies can be independently funded and not peer-reviewed.
There's just advertising everything, streaming services, everything has advertising baked into it now. Everything's monetized with ads. So this is probably even more relevant now that not just kids, but everyone understand that they're being advertised to and what that means. But, you know, interesting commercial. Certainly a funny take on, certainly a good way to grab your attention. House Hippo.
And totally stuck in all of our collective memories. Yeah, we all wanted that house hippo. And I bet you do too.
I mean, just in the last week, parents have been losing their minds over this new Momo thing that's threatening children. I think they could learn a lot from this commercial. I think this commercial is made for people like that. Just so you guys know, most, if not all, of the commercials I'm going to watch today are public service announcements, but they ran on TV as commercials. This next one, also really well known. It's called What's Your Thing? And you may recognize it as the commercial with the line, "Mom, Eddie cut me in half again."
What's your thing? Bugs. Everybody's gotta have a thing.
Okay, so this part...
What?
Yeah, nowadays we would call that like a special interest or, you know, a passion and a talent, a skill. But back then it was just, what's your thing? And it was very encouraging for, you know, all of us to embrace what made us unique and special and different. Like, you really like Star Trek? Cool. That can be your thing. You really like singing? That can be your thing too. It's okay. You like bugs like this kid here? Sure. Go nuts.
What's your thing? Is this telling kids to have a hobby? Whether it's skateboarding or karate or bugs? Okay.
I would say it's a little bit cursed, wouldn't you?
My thing's sound effects. Here's a T-Rex.
Okay, so the T-Rex guy is the other thing that I really remember from this commercial. Just a kid who likes doing sound effects, doing a T-Rex noise in the middle of an empty hallway at school. Good times.
Mom! Mom! Aiden cut me in half again!
Yeah.
Okay. I could see why there are numerous parts to this commercial and the last one that would scar you for life. Not scar you, but...
No. Positively influence you for life. Yeah, and that was the whole point, was to help grow your mind and open your understanding, your acceptance. Be who you are. Be smart. Be careful.
Leave an impression on you as a kid or as an adult for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Just because they're so silly. Which I like. I actually really enjoy a good silly commercial. That's what I was saying about commercials a little further back when the internet wasn't a thing and everyone was a little more innocent. The commercials were a bit more innocent and experimental and genuine and funny.
I love that.
Nobody's good at everything. But everybody's good at something.
Right.
What's your thing?
Oh, this is
Very encouraging for the youth of the day.
also by Concerned Children's Advertisers. Wow. So I see at the bottom it is kind of a Canadian health organization thing. Okay. So here they're just concerned, wanting kids to be themselves, have a hobby, no matter what it is. That's a good message. I like that. I like
Right.
that.
So that was another commercial from Concerned Children's Advertisers. I don't know who these people are. I don't know who pays for these commercials, but they were everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who did they hire as their marketing to come up with these ideas for the commercials? They did a good job.
I look so
I'm sure if you're curious about who actually did it, you can find credits by doing searches on the webs. But basically, it was government organization that said, hey, we need to use this television media for good as well as for whatever the heck is going on right now.
hard for this vid just to hear that kid making T-Rex noises. Lamau. This is my whole childhood. I miss it when I had no worries in life. It's true, man. Really brings it back to the good old days of watching Saturday morning cartoons on YTV. I wish.
Or other channels if you didn't have cable or satellite. Saturday morning cartoons were totally a thing. Nowadays, they're kind of a letdown.
I was a kid again. So I showed you the House Hippo, which I said was my favorite commercial of all time. This one probably comes in at a close second. There's this robot. His name is Astar. He's from the planet Danger, and he wants to make sure that you don't cut your arms off. Don't do it. Astar the robot from Planet Danger was a Canadian safety PSA by the War Amps Association released in 1984.
1984. A scary robot?
Oh, not scary, just a robot.
Trying to get you not to chop your arms off? I don't quite understand.
Safety
Public safety announcement.
PSA.
Oh, it's a safety thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that'll definitely get you concerned about your safety, showing that your arms can be sliced off, I guess.
By the War Amps Association released in 1984. Although a bit creepy, it was well received during Saturday morning cartoon slots and featured highly advanced graphics for the time. Saturday morning cartoons, dude, the best part about being a kid. Except for, like, literally all the other things you don't have to do.
So this one was trying to scar kids on purpose.
No.
For their own safety, of course.
That adults
No, not trying to scar them, but hey, we'll find out more.
do. Next is Astar the Robot 1.0, which aired from 1984 to 1994. I was born in 1993, so I watched version 2, but we'll take a look at this one as well.
Ooh.
Man.
There's something, oh my gosh, what a frame to pause it on. There's something extremely unsettling about this.
Yeah.
How they did special effects back then. And this is a practical effect here. This is either a doll or a person in a mask. It's very unsettling. Very surreal, trippy.
Man. Look at this guy go.
What?
That's so elaborate, man. Like, look what this guy is doing here. He's like jumping through saws and shit. It looks like a really fun video game. It's like Super Meat Boy, except it's a live action PSA from 1984.
This actually is a really cool commercial. That it's funny that they came up with this concept even. I would remember this commercial for my entire life if I
You would think so, but definitely not as much as the last two, because House Hippo, that stuck with me, but I didn't remember this robot's name, and to be honest, I thought it was a two-dimensional hand-drawn cartoon.
saw this as a kid, without a doubt. Oh,
I am Astar, a robot. I can put my arm back on. You can't. So play safe.
Man, it just makes me
Yeah.
wonder, like, how many kids were getting their arms cut off that the War Amps of Canada had to make a PSA just to...
I like how they came.
It was a lot, you know? train and vehicle accidents caused a lot of amputations, and there were a lot of accidents. It was important that kids knew, don't run into the street, don't play around the sawmill, and such.
Came up with an idea to chop off a humanoid robot's arms, because they couldn't chop off a person's arms. That would be pushing it too far. So they were like, we can chop off a robot's arms to get the point across in our safety message. That is a funny loophole there.
To let kids know not to do that. You know, I mean, I know it's play safe, but I mean, what does play safe really mean? Don't go near the spinning saws and stuff. Don't jump into a labyrinth of spinning saws and other dangerous things that will kill you. The following is Astar the Robot version 2, a remake from 2000. This version was not as well received, and the War Amps would soon start using real kids, real kids, or champ safety ambassadors in future ads. I actually remember there is a commercial about the.
Wait, so does this one have a robot as well?
Honestly, I can't remember. I might be misremembering this one, just like I misremembered the last one. But once I saw Astar put his arm back on, oh, it all came flooding back.
And that was not well received? So they started featuring real kids?
Yeah.
Getting their arms cut off?
No. They would walk on stage and talk about what happened to them and let you know, don't let it happen to you.
Or something? Or I okay.
This kid who got his foot cut off from a lawnmower. I think that's probably what they're talking about, because that was a War Amps commercial.
Huh? This just looks like a kid's TV show I would have watched.
That was kind of the point, right?
Excuse me one damn second. Is this not the most epic start to a commercial ever? How is this less well received?
I think because it took a little while to get going.
What? This is kind of entertaining. Reminds me of a video game.
Okay, so maybe it's a little rough around the edges. Maybe this guy is a little creepier than the original.
Yeah, I feel like in the original it might have been a real costume, and this looks more like bad digital 3D modeling, which makes it a little creepier.
Astar.
Yeah, animation sure has changed a lot in the last 23 years.
Oh.
I am Astar, a robot from Planet Danger. I can put my arm back on. You can't. So play safe.
Huh?
You got it, buddy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got it.
Well,
Yeah, I remember that now. Funny how it took until the last few seconds before it all started coming back. But then again, so I had this habit of always remembering movies, TV shows, video games that I'd played, which means if I went to rewatch or replay, I knew what was about to happen, where all the enemies were hiding. The surprise was gone, so I developed the skill of immediately forgetting what I had just watched as soon as I finished watching it. And I guess along with that came forgetting things that I watched a long time ago.
well, for one thing, the voice actor was much worse in this one, and it was so jarring. The other one had kind of a better pace to it.
Yeah.
Both are weird, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I can't even believe I'm rationalizing about these weird commercials. But if I'm gonna, this second one is worse just because it was done worse.
Yes.
Even though it has the exact same message, it's clearly the worst version. The first one was better, I do agree with that, although this one had a very interesting sci-fi video game vibe to it. And the other one was very surreal. Anyway, can't imagine seeing this as a kid.
Got it.
Okay.
So I think Astar left Planet Danger, which is probably a good idea. Astar, you probably should have done that way before now.
Wait, the planet is
Yeah.
the planet he's doing parkour on is called Danger. That's fun.
Well, that makes sense, right? I mean, everything was very dangerous. It's an appropriate name.
Funny. I didn't even process that.
Like, think about our planet. We call it Earth. What else is Earth? Dirt. So basically, we're referring to the planet as dirt. Cool.
But I can see why after this version they were like, can we change up the children's safety advertising, please, and get rid of this weird 3D robot who keeps getting his arms chopped off.
If this commercial was airing in 1996, well, maybe I wouldn't have thrown a rock up a slide and had it come down and cut my finger off. Okay, we gotta watch this one because I remember very clearly a commercial about a kid running away from a bunch of girls while a foreign song plays in the background.
Okay.
Oh, that's the one!
Yeah.
Oh, he's tired.
Oh, no. The poor kid. Stay fit, because you never know.
Yeah.
This was by Concerned Children's Advertisers. This is just a health awareness, and it's targeted at little boys who are scared of getting cooties from
Yeah.
girls.
But it translates both ways because, I mean, just gender swap it a little bit and you got to be fit to run away from a perceived threat. Absolutely.
If Canadians have cooties, if you know what cooties are, the thing that girls give you.
Okay. Boys could also spread cooties. All right. That's why it was important. You got the cootie shot, which was like circle, dot. Now you've got your cootie shot.
Icky, gross girls give you, ew, when you're a little boy. This is like directly playing on that joke. Okay?
Really? This commercial did not convince me to stay fit. If
No.
anything, it probably did the opposite. I mean, I wanted the girls to catch me. Also, after seeing this commercial, I realized that I have been singing this song in my head for a very long time. I just ad-lib it because I have no idea what the lyrics are. I have a feeling if you're going to recognize any of these videos, it's going to be this one. Don't put it in your mouth. A creepy puppet PSA from 1993.
Hi,
Oh.
why are we on television anyway?
We're here to tell a little story about why you shouldn't put things into your mouth when you don't know what they are.
Which is a good message, right? It's innocent. Get your mind out of the gutter. Enjoy.
And why you should never take anything a stranger tries to give you.
Why not?
Because if you ate somebody else's medicine, some bad food, or some poison, you could get very sick.
Ugh, I don't want to be sick.
The funny thing is, when you're a kid, you don't think this is strange. You're a child. You don't look at creepy puppets until you're older. You look back and go, "What the heck was I looking at?" And but you genuinely don't even notice when you're a kid that this is weird or out of place or strange or anything. It's all just normal. So that's kind of a funny thing about a lot of this. When you're a kid, you didn't think any of these PSAs were strange.
Poison,
True.
you could get very sick.
Ugh, I don't want to be sick.
Jesus, man. I mean, is this not creepy or what? Effective, though, because every Canadian knows you don't put something in your mouth unless it's good to eat, like a muffin or a beet.
You should always ask someone you love if it's okay.
Okay, I love you. Can I eat the guitar?
No, but you can help me sing a song about eating things that don't belong inside you.
Okay, I wasn't really.
Oh, they made a song as well. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this is elaborate.
It's the song that stuck with us more than these creepy puppets.
Is that in the song? Eating a muffin or beet?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, wait, maybe a little bit.
Okay, everybody.
I love this girl. She is definitely the better out of the duo. Creepier? Yeah, but also funnier.
Yeah, it's those eyes, right? How they're just popping right out of her face.
You put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face. Though it might look good to eat. Though it might look good to eat. And it might look good to taste. And it might look good to taste.
Oh!
You could get sick.
You know, this is directed at children, and in that sense, it probably worked. Like, it probably is not as dumb as I think it is.
Yeah. As an adult, it has a whole different message than when we were kids. And as adults, we still sing this song. In fact, I was with someone just a few days ago, and out of nowhere, we just both started singing this song.
With the sing-along, they put a lot of effort into this. I gotta hand it to them. You can analyze this a few different ways. You can think it's incredibly creepy and dumb. Or you can think, hey, this was quite the production. They even wrote a song.
Real quick.
Did they actually design a puppet that looks just like her except sick? I love that.
Real quick. Real sick. Real ick. Don't you put it in your mouth. Till you ask someone you love. That's right, sis.
Why do they, one thing I can complain a little bit about is the choice of video editing in their commercial. Why do they keep zooming in so close on the puppet faces? Can't they?
Well, that was to hammer home the message, right? Focus on a face and the message becomes more clear than if it's just a voice off screen telling you about a house hippo.
Why? For dramatic effect?
If it's okay to eat, like a muffin or a beet.
Like a muffin or a beet.
Bam! What did I tell you? Muffins or beets? Good. Eating poison from strangers? Not good. One thing I will say, though. This is quite possibly one of the creepiest things I have ever seen.
Like a muffin or a beet. And then the beet has a little face on it. Yeah, there's a... When you're seeing this for the first time, the creepy zoom in on the faces is jarring, but the talking beat, it cannot be overlooked.
Seen as a child.
Yeah, it is creepy.
All right, guys, so every video I showed you today is a commercial I saw on...
Okay, so that commercial didn't finish, but the climax is they both sing at the same time, "Don't put it in your mouth," or something to that effect.
TV when I was a kid. I'm going to show you one more, but this one is one that I'm not sure if I've seen, but I know I really want to.
Hey, you ever thought about taking drugs?
I remember this.
Well, I never really thought about it.
Think hard.
I swear they had commercials like this in the United States. Yeah.
Like the one where this is your brain and they show an egg. Then this is your brain on drugs and they throw the egg into the frying pan and it starts to sizzle. Or this is your brain and it's a brain made out of wires. And then this is your brain on drugs. Someone comes along with wire snippers and starts cutting all the wires. Yeah, those were totally commercials.
Specifically with extraordinarily creepy, not creepy puppets like the last one, where they're kind of just trying to be cute puppets, but accidentally make creepy puppets. These look like they were meant to scare the crap out of you.
Yeah. Especially the one who's offering the drugs. Like, I always thought he looked a little bit like Steve Tyler, which, that's pretty horrifying.
If these guys showed up in your house right now at midnight, walking around, that would terrify you in a whole different way.
Oh yeah, I would reach for drugs so hard if I saw them. Like, oh my god, I need to get this out of my head.
I don't know. Well, I never really thought about it.
Think hard. The first hit's free, but you find me when you need more. The choice is yours.
What do you...
But somehow this reminds me of similar stuff done in the United States. I swear similar stuff to this style was done.
Absolutely.
And, if their goal is to scar and scare you about drugs for the rest of your life, mission accomplished.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, it was not mission accomplished. Now, yes, that commercial was very effective, but my public school library happened to have two books in particular. One of them was called The Truth About Marijuana, and the other one, The Truth About Cocaine. My teachers were not pleased when I did book reports about these two books.
I guess.
You think? No, just not with the time.
Oh my god! Seriously, what was that? There are so many things wrong with this. Why don't we start with this guy's hands? Just full of drugs. All kinds of different drugs.
What do you think? No, just not with the time.
I love how this guy's argument for not doing the drugs is
I actually saw a funny joke somewhere where we were all taught as kids that people would just be walking up to you trying to give you drugs and pills and stuff on the street.
Yeah, that's true, and that never happened to me as a kid. As an adult, I did have people come up to me on the street and offer me drugs, but it was definitely not for free.
And now that we're adults, for the adults that want to do drugs or something, I've heard the joke where they're like, I was told there was going to be all these people walking up to me with giant jackets full of drugs wanting to give it to me, and they're nowhere to be found. When I finally, as an adult, when I want them to find me, they're nowhere to be found. Anyway.
It's so true, but you can find them. You just have to find people that are not on the street because they're inside on drugs and ask them, where do you find these people? So I can think of two examples off the top of my head. One in downtown Ottawa by the bus terminal with the shopping mall. What was it? Rideau Center, I think. Yeah, right by the McDonald's there. So that's one place. And the other place, Amsterdam, the red light district, walking along the canal. Yeah.
Anyway, this reminds me of that.
It's just not worth the time. Nothing about danger or anything. It's just, he's a busy guy. I think this commercial did a really good job of sealing the deal there at the end. You know what I mean? Like, if you weren't already scared of drugs, take one look at this guy's face and you'll be like, no thanks. I think I'll stick to apple juice. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed these weird/creepy/disturbing Canadian PSAs. If you're Canadian, let me know how many of these you saw as a kid down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.
Oh my god.
Personally, I do recall having watched all of those. Two of them stuck with me, and that would be Don't Put It in Your Mouth and The House Hippo. The rest, wow, they came flooding back watching this.
Gosh, that was good. That was exactly the types of commercials, public service announcements that I was hoping to see. This was by Shay. I got to give it a like. That was a very good curated list.
Absolutely. Good job, Shay, whoever you are. So link in the description for Tyler's video, and then in his description is probably a link to Shay. So go over there, give him a like and a subscribe or whatever the things are that you feel like doing. You know, I'm not going to make you do anything. You just do what you want. But don't do drugs, kids.
What are the comments
This video is rated not made for kids.
say? If only all commercials were actually this interesting. They certainly grab your attention.
Yeah.
There's no denying that. I never watched these commercials, yet I feel like I remember them. Same. Me too. There just used to be a lot of weird commercials.
Yeah.
That just the overall vibe of them. Everyone has a connection to it somehow. Every kid. I don't... Oh, I was going to say the girl puppet design was less creepy, but then she stared right into my soul. I know. I know. These were scarring.
So true.
Except the hippo one. That one was kind of nice.
Yeah.
I actually forgot
Awesome.
the house hippo existed. So a lot of Canadians are familiar with this, huh? That's funny.
Oh, yeah. It stuck with us for sure.
This almost makes me want to go back and watch some weird American commercials.
Oh, do it. I hope he does, but I doubt that we're going to see that because this is a channel specifically about Canada.
That I probably don't remember, but as soon as I saw them, I'd be like, I remember that. That'd be fun. But I felt a relationship to these Canadian commercials. Certainly had stuff like this in the United States, but
And a lot of that came its way to Canada because neighbors, and we shared a lot of TV channels.
It doesn't make this any less scarring right now. Oh my goodness. Anyway, if you're scarred as well and enjoyed this in a weird way,
yeah,
feel
or
free
if you
to give
did,
this video a like,
or this
or
video,
leave a comment.
like your thoughts
if you're
down
interested
below.
In more videos like this, me
like me,
reacting to
we're reacting
Canada,
to him,
Canadian culture,
reacting
stuff
to
in Canada
us
that I've
and
never seen before.
what we remember.
Feel free to
Then
subscribe
go ahead.
for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time. What's going on?
Yes, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this even a little bit as much as I enjoyed it, because I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was great to take this trip down memory lane. Great to hear those songs, to see the house hippo again. And, dang, I'm gonna have nightmares about the planet Danger tonight. I swear that, yeah. Well, good thing I have some, let's say, medication that helps prevent nightmares, or dreams, or sleep, or anything normal. Well, that was fun. Again, I hope you had fun. If you didn't, leave your thoughts down below. Oh, and I guess that should bring us to a French word of the day. Gee, and nothing really stands out to me about this when it comes to the French language. So, gee, I don't know. Let's take the word cherry. Cherry, as in the fruit, in French is cerise. That's right. Cherry translates to cerise. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, night, morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are, and you just keep being awesome. Bye. Yeah, okay. That was something, wasn't it? Oh, I'm still recording. Yeah, okay, where's that button? Just press stop.
Nerd Pope King.